Hello, friends. Welcome to Yoga and Meditation with me, Jane Stimson, librarian at LSC Sci-Fair and certified yoga teacher. So, friends, today is Thursday, November 5th. I typically film my classes on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, usually several days before I upload them to YouTube. But this week, I wanted to wait until after the election so that I could film a class that was maybe responsive to the kind of mood or need we felt. Well, as of this recording at 1 o'clock on Thursday, we still do not know the results of the election. And so that plan sort of backfired on me. So what I thought we would do for class in this instance, since we don't know what is going on with the fate of our democracy, and since many of us are understandably feeling a lot of angst and anxiety and uncertainty, I thought that we would do a class that sort of starts slow with some grounding child's pose and relaxing breath work. And then we'll get into our neck and our shoulders. I don't know about you, but I am holding a ton of tension in those areas before we move into some standing poses. And really our focus here will be on grounding, linking breath with movement, sort of easy sweeping motions to help lull us into a place of calm when we are probably not feeling very calm right now. We will end class with a lovely long rest pose, and I will be reading the Blessing of Loving Kindness. If you would like to follow along with me during that, you are welcome to sit up instead of taking your rest pose. And I have that blessing in the comments of this video, so you can follow it and say along with me, or just lie back and listen and let it flow over you. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and start class this evening in child's pose, just a very grounding breath. And if you would like to take a moment to grab some props, so maybe a couple of blocks, or if you have a pillow or a yoga bolster handy, you can go ahead and grab that if you want for this, or you can just take a regular child's pose. But I'll show you what it looks like with my handy bolster here. Just coming to the back of your mat, bring the big toes to touch. Knees can either be together, or you might find it more easeful to have the knees apart, even as wide as mat width apart. So choose whatever knee position works best for you. Now, if you are using some sort of bolster or pillow, you can bring the bolster to the middle of your mat. Everybody, no matter where you are, hands on the knees, take a second inhale, get really tall. And then on your exhale, slowly drape the torso down to the mat, hands walk out in front of you. And if you've got a bolster handy, you can just rest your whole chest and either the side of your face or your forehead down on that bolster. Sometimes it's really nice to take a nice supported child's pose this way. Now, if you don't have a bolster or a pillow handy, or you just don't like using them, that's totally fine. In that case, I'd still like you to relax and drape your torso down towards the mat. Arms can be out long in front of you, or if you find it more easeful, you can rest them at your side. And if you can, rest your forehead down onto the mat. Starting our class tonight with a nice grounding child's pose. So as you're here, I want you to start to bring your attention to the parts of your body that are touching the earth right now. So the tops of your feet, your shins, some parts of your arms, depending on your arm position, your forearm, your hands. And if your forehead doesn't come to touch all the way on the mat, or if you are resting it on a bolster, that's fine. But if your forehead is touching the mat, feel that grounding sensation right there in your forehead as it rests on the earth. And if you've taken a position where one side of your face is down on the bolster, go ahead and switch position, switch to the other side so the other side of your face is down. We'll be here another couple of moments here in child's pose. Now, staying in child's pose, we're going to do a relaxing breath pattern here. And we'll take the first round while we're in child's pose, and then if that felt good, you can stay in child's pose, or you can sit up if you prefer to focus on your breath while seated. But what we're going to be doing in this nice relaxing breath pattern is inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath for a count of 7, and then exhaling on a count of 8. So inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. And when we take these longer exhalations than inhalations, that's very relaxing, and especially holding the breath in the middle there. This is shown to be a very relaxing, soothing breath pattern. So this is a breath pattern you can come back to again and again. You can do it at your desk, you can do it in the car, no one knows you're doing it. So, staying in child's pose for the first round, and then you can either decide if you want to stay in child's pose or sit up for the rest of the breath. But first, go ahead and exhale everything. Now inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now make your choice. If it feels good to do this in child's pose, stay in child's pose. If you would prefer to sit up to take this breath work, just take a moment to slowly sit yourself back up, either in an easy sit or you can sit back on your heels. Okay, so again, inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. So really on our inhales, we need to take in as much breath as possible to see us through that hold. And then on the exhale, thinking about exhaling slow and steady and controlled, like we're releasing the air from a balloon just a little bit at a time. All right. So we're in child's pose, or we've come to a simple, easy sit that feels good for us this evening. Exhale all the breath. And now inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A couple more rounds. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Release the count on the breath. Release control of the breath. Just coming back to a normal rhythm of breathing. Hopefully we feel a little bit more calm, a little less anxiety after that nice relaxing breath pattern. Okay. So we're going to come into tabletop. So if you were in child's pose, just come off your heels and come onto hands and knees. If you were seated, just roll over and make your way into your tabletop position. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. Make sure everything's squared off. And we'll just take some nice cat-cow, so a soothing movement that we are familiar with. So on your inhale, dropping the belly, looking up, lifting the chin. And on the exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin to the chest for cat. Inhale, arching, collarbones wide for cow. Exhale, rounding, really pulling the navel up to the spine like we could hollow out. And then take another few rounds of cat-cow with your own breath and your own time. If you wanted to bring some movement to your cat-cow, so maybe as you head into cat, the hips sink back towards the heels a little bit. And as you arch into cow, maybe the chest comes forward. So taking a second to find whatever level of movement and rhythm you would like in your cat-cow this evening. And making this pose serve you, making it feel good in your body. What do you need tonight? You need a distraction? Focus on the feel of your body. You need to focus on something else other than a screen, other than this screen. Focus on connecting your breath and your body movement. Good. Take another last couple rounds of cat and cow. And after your next count, come back to a neutral spine and come to an easy sit on your mat. So you might be sitting back on your heels. We'll be here for a few minutes though, so you may want to just come to an easy sit. Okay, so we're going to do some neck and shoulder stretching now, because like I said, I don't know about you, but I'm holding a lot of tension in my neck and shoulders. So let's do some nice, really slow, deliberate work to stretch those out a little bit, all right? So first, just drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And hands can rest wherever they're comfortable. Maybe it's on top of the knees or the floor. And with each exhale, thinking about releasing the muscles on the left side of your neck. If you like, you can close your eyes here. Inhale the head back to center, and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And we're going to be doing this once more on each side. So if you feel like you didn't get enough time on that first side, we'll get it again. Inhale, and on our exhales, feeling like we could drop the ear just a little bit further. Inhale the head back to center, and then we're going to take it once more on each side. So dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Head comes back center. Left ear drops to the left shoulder. Last time, last side. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Now we're going to do the sides of the neck. Inhale where you are. Exhale, look right over the right shoulder. Just taking a few breaths in the static stretch. Bring the head back to center. Inhale where you are. Exhale, look left. Inhale back to center. Now we're going to do that same thing, but instead of holding the stretch, we're going to pulse the neck a few times. So inhale where you are. Exhale, look right. And instead of holding it, almost like you're a very slow, like sprinkler head, just pulsing the head, looking right. Very easy, calm, soothing movement is the name of the game. And then come back to center. And on your next exhale, look left. And once more, not holding that stretch, but just gently pulsing. Like the world's slowest, gentlest little lawnmower. And then come back to center. Very nice. Last neck stretch, drop the chin to the chest. And then very gently, just take a pendulum motion with the chin. So just moving the chin back and forth. You can go as slow as you like here. And eventually making your way back to center. All right. Now that we've got the neck a little bit, let's get into the shoulders, and we're going to give ourselves a nice little facial massage. Okay. All right. So I want you to just take a minute, roll both shoulders up and back. Okay. So do that a few more times, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Sometimes you really don't realize how much tension you are holding until you consciously try and relax that stuff. All right, and then come to a stillness, and now we're going to do it one shoulder at a time. So just the right shoulder, lift it up, down, and back. Relax. And then the left shoulder, just lifting it up, down, and back. All right, come to a stillness. Similar movement. On an inhale, shrug both shoulders up, tense everything. And on your exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out as you release. Do that a couple more times. We definitely need this one tonight. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, up. Release. Okay. Bring the arms out to the sides, palms face up, and then bend the elbows so that the fingertips come to the shoulders like we're making a YMCA M. And then just gently circle the elbows forward, small circle. And then reversing the circles, circling the elbows back. Again, you can just close your eyes if it feels nice here. Come to a stillness, but leave the fingers as they are on the shoulders. We're just going to torso twist a few times. So inhale where you are. And on your exhale, open the torso to the right. It's probably not going to open very far. Inhale back to center, and then turn the torso to the left. Let's do a few more like this. Inhale, center, open right. Inhale, center, open left. Inhale, center, to the right. Inhale, center, last time, last side, left. Bring it back to center and drop the arms. Okay, your shoulders might be feeling that a little bit. I got one more shoulder stretch for you. Arms out to the sides. Lift your thumbs up so your thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. It's like you're giving 2 thumbs up with your arms out wide. And all we're going to do is rotate the arms forward so that now our thumbs are pointing down. Okay, we'll just do this a few times. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And this you might want to do as your mood changes, you know, as the election results come in, how you're feeling. Thumbs down, thumbs up. And then release that. Nicely done. Okay. Our last little piece that we're going to do seated here is to just give ourselves a really nice massage. Self-massage is a great way to de-stress. So close your eyes for this and just bring your fingertips to your temples. Just massage yourself. Just rub your temples in circles. This is another one you can do at any time of the day, even at night when you're trying to fall asleep to help de-stress. Then I want you to move the fingertips to the forehead, especially that spot between the eyebrows. Just giving ourselves nice gentle massages there. Massaging forehead and temples, and then eventually making your way to massaging your jaw. So the tops of the jaw, right here by your ears, behind your ears. Maybe open and close the mouth a few times. Just doing what you need to get in there. Maybe help release some of the tension you might be carrying in your jaw, your face, your neck, and your shoulders. When you feel like you're good and massaged and on your face, you've given yourself a little love and attention there. I want you to go ahead and eventually make your way back to your tabletop, hands and knees position. Heck, if you just wanted to sit back and massage your face for the whole rest of class, you can do that too. Fine with that. But just come onto your tabletop. We're going to transition to a stand. So let's get there through cat, cow, and down dog. So on your next inhale, dropping the belly, collarbones wide. On your exhale, arch into cat. And then with your back in your cat arch, go ahead and tuck the toes and lift the knees and the hips and blossom that cat back to your downward facing dog. Once you're there, bend one knee at a time. Hands and fingertips spread wide. Shoulders away from the ears, spine extending long. And then 2 straight legs. And walk your hands back to your feet. Usually you do feet to hands. Just walk them back here. Okay. And then bend the knees just slightly and slowly start to roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Head stays heavy and bowed. Rolling the shoulders back, letting the head come up. Nice. Let's start to take some more forward bends. Those are really nice and soothing for us, forward bends. So I really like that for tonight. So go ahead and set your feet about hips width apart or so. Bring the hands to the hips and start to get really tall. So rooting the feet into the earth, letting the crown of the head extend toward the sky. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to hinge forward at the hips, not the waist. Bend the knees. And then when you can't bend anymore, just go ahead and let that back and head and neck release. Hands can stay on hips. They can release down to the floor. If they don't reach, you can grab a block or a pillow to put them on. You could also grab opposite elbow and sway from side to side. So taking as much of a bend in your knees as you need to make this feel really good and to let your back and your head and neck relax. If you feel your neck in need of a little bit more of a relaxation, go ahead and nod the head yes. And shake the head no. And then once more with the knees really, really, really bent, you can release the arms. And once more, slowly, slowly, slowly roll up to your stand. Head stays bowed so we don't get dizzy as we come up. Good. If you find, by the way, that if you do this and you are getting dizzy or if you have problems with high blood pressure, don't put your head below your waist. You don't have to go that far if you have high blood pressure problems. You can skip that. Okay. All right, friends. So let's do some nice standing movements just to be linking our breath with our movement. As usual, I love half salutations to start with that. So up at the top of our mats, taking our mountain pose, feet pressing strongly to the earth, leg muscles engaged, tailbone tucked. Take a moment, roll the shoulders up and then down and back like we did on our warm-ups to make sure that shoulders are relaxed. Exhale everything. And when you're ready, inhale, let the arms float to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward, draping the torso. On your inhale, bring the hands to the shins, flatten the back, look up halfway. And on your exhale, re-bend the knees, refold. On your inhale, press the feet into the earth to help you rise, reach the fingers to the sky. And on the exhale, hands return to your side. Let's take a couple more of these slow, deliberate half salutations, linking breath with movement to help get us out of whatever repetitive pattern of thought we might have going on with the hurry do cycle. Mountain pose, exhale. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Torso towards side. Inhale, lift halfway, crown of the head extends forward, thighs push back. Exhale, refold. Inhale, rise to a stand. Exhale, return. Last half salutation, and we'll turn it into full salutation. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, spine extending long. Exhale, bend the knees, refold. And inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands return. Let's turn this into some full salutations now, and we'll start to add on to that a little bit. Retake your mountain pose. When you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, thighs push back. Exhale, fold, right foot takes a big step back, left foot stays where it is. We're here in a lunge, so left knee over left ankle. Take a breath here in the lunge. Inhale. And then on your exhale, plant both hands. Left foot steps back to meet the right. We're heading into downward facing dog. You need to reset your feet, no worries. Couple breaths here in down dog. We're going to skip the vinyasa on this first round. Then we come out the way we came in. So inhale where you are. Exhale, right foot steps forward between the hands. It's okay if you have to move it or step a few times to get there. Inhale here in the lunge. Pull the chest forward. And then on your exhale, step that left foot forward to greet the right. Again, it's okay if it takes a few steps. Inhale, hands to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, refold. And inhale, root the feet to rise. Look, see your hands. Exhale, hands return. Let's take that lunge salutation on the other side. When you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, and as you do, left foot takes a big step back, right foot stays where it is. We inhale here in the lunge. You can come up to the fingertips and let the heart pull forward. And then on the exhale, plant both hands, step the right foot back to meet the left into our downward facing dog. Thinking about driving the heels towards the mat, thinking about hips driving up and back. And then coming out the way we came in, inhale where you are. Exhale, left foot steps forward between the hands. Inhale here in the lunge. And then on your exhale, bringing the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, hands to the shins, lifting halfway, flat back. Exhale, refold. And then inhale, come all the way to a stand. Exhale, hands return. Let's just take a couple of barrel rolls before our next little standing sequence. So bringing your feet wider than hips distance, but maybe not so quite as mat distance. It's one of my favorite ones. I want you to picture like you're standing in a barrel and you have a sponge around your hips for some reason, and your hips are going to be the movement that cleans the inside of the barrel. So first, just send the hips in one direction. Doesn't matter which way you circle first. And start with really small circles in the hips. So not moving too much. Your hands can do whatever you want. I tend to do a little gopher and Caddyshack movement here, but you can do what you want. And then gradually starting to make your hip circles a little bit bigger. So yeah, this barrel is somehow magically growing around you. Then come to a stillness, come back to center, and then go ahead and reverse the direction of your circles. Starting small at first, small little barrel. And then eventually making your hip circles bigger. Finding your preferred range of motion here. Making those hip circles as big as you can while still being in control and making it feel good. And then come to a stillness. Come up to the top of your mat. We're going to take our last little standing flow sequence. So reset your mountain pose. Gaze is forward, arms resting by your sides, shoulders down, everything engaged. Exhale everything. And then on your inhale, arms will rise. On your exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. On your inhale, hands to the shin, thighs back, crown extends forward. On your exhale, refold, right foot takes a big step back. We're here in our lunge just for a breath. Inhale here. And then on your exhale, pivot this right heel down and pinwheel the arms up into your warrior two. I'm just going to switch directions slightly so you can see me. You stay where you are. Okay, so we're here in our warrior two with our left foot and toes pointing forward, left knee pointing directly over those left toes, left knee over the left ankle. Pinky toe edge of our right foot is pressing down into the mat to help us stay lifted and upright here. So we're putting as much effort into this back leg as you have in the front. Arms parallel to the ground, gazing out over those left middle fingers. Warrior two. Inhale where you are. And then on your exhale, bring your left forearm to the top of the left shin and lift the right arm up to the ceiling. We're taking a side angle pose for a moment. So feeling like your left elbow is pressing so hard into your left knee that the right side of your chest and your right arm kind of rebound and open up. So really feeling like the inside of our left knee and our right shoulder are pulling away from each other. Good. Here's our side angle. Inhale where you are. And then on your exhale, come on back up to that warrior two. Drop the right hand to the right thigh, left palm flips up, lift the arm up, and arch back for reverse warrior. And so again, even though we're reversing, still feeling that this front knee is bent and directly over that front ankle. And then inhale, come on back up to your warrior two. Now we're going to turn this into sort of a nice, soothing, repetitive flow. Now, if you want to straighten this front leg for a second as you watch me do this, totally fine. So what we're going to be doing in this flow, we'll be starting out in our warrior two and inhaling. On our exhale, we'll shift into that side angle. We'll inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll come straight back to that reverse warrior with the left palm facing back and right palm on the back leg. We're going to inhale here. And then on our exhale, we come through warrior two and back to side angle and so forth. Okay? All right, so if your knee was straightened while you rested to watch me, retake your warrior two with your left leg in front, arms are wide. Inhale here, your warrior two. On your exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm reaches. Inhale here in side angle. On your exhale, leaving the front knee bent but arching back, reverse warrior. Inhale here. Exhale through warrior two, and then right into that side angle. Inhaling here. Exhale, arching back. Right palm, right thigh, left palm faces up and back, reverse warrior. Inhale here. And last time, exhale, warrior two. Side angle. Inhale, back to your reverse warrior. And then exhale, we're going to come all the way down. So hands to either side of the front foot, pop up off that back heel. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Front knee meets it and come all the way down onto your belly. Turn the toes so that the tops of the feet are resting on the mat. Hands plant on the mat underneath your shoulders, elbows hug in. We're going to take a few little cobras. So pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, pressing the hands into the mat, squeeze your ribs with your elbows. Inhale, peel just the neck and head off the mat, and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay, last cobra. Make this one your biggest one yet. Inhale, peel the head and chest off the mat. Exhale, back down. And then press back to your tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the knees up and back, downward facing dog. And coming out the way we came in, inhaling here in down dog. Exhaling, stepping the right foot forward in between the hands. Inhaling here in the lunge. Exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale, arms return to our side. Okay, let's take the last side and then we'll bring it down to the mat to sort of cool and stretch out a little bit. Okay, so taking our mountain pose at the top of the mat. Exhale. As you're ready, inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, left foot takes a big step back, pivot the left heel down, cartwheel the arms up into your warrior two. This time, right leg is facing forward. Taking a second, making sure everything's squared up and set on this side. If you need to readjust your foot position, do it. So we're here in warrior two, just for a couple of breaths. Inhale. Now on your exhale, bring the right forearm down to the right thigh. Left arm stretches up to the sky for side angle. Inhaling here. And then on our exhale, coming back through warrior two, using our core strength, dropping the left hand to the left thigh. Palm faces towards the back of the mat as we lift that right palm up and back to reverse warrior. So now we're going to turn that into our flow, right? So inhale where you are. Exhale, come up to warrior two. Okay, so we'll start our flow from warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Left arm up, side angle. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, reach it back through warrior two. Left palm drops to right thigh. Right palm reaches up and back. Inhale and reverse warrior. Exhale, bring it all the way back to your side angle. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, bring it back through warrior two just for a moment before we drop into our reverse warrior. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. So we're in warrior two, but just as a transition between these two poses. Inhale where you want. Exhale, warrior two briefly before we drop it back into reverse warrior. Inhale where you are. I think we got one last cycle. Sorry if I miscounted that. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, this is our last side angle. Exhale, this is our last reverse warrior. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, hands cartwheel down to either side of the front foot. Pop up off that back heel. Back knee down. Front knee comes back to meet it. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Flip the toes, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows hug in. We'll take one cobra. Inhale up, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale down. Push it all the way back to your child's pose. Excellent. All right. So we are going to come onto our backs now. So however you want to get there, I don't have a transition for it. So with the least amount of effort, Making your way down onto your back. And when you get there, bringing the soles of the feet together, let the knees spill out wide, and hands can be resting on your torso. So one hand on the belly, one hand over the heart. You could also bring both hands to the inner thighs just to give yourself a little bit more weight and leverage. We're taking a reclined bound angle here. And if you find that it's too much on your hips to have your feet together and your knees out to the side, a variation you could take instead here is to bring your feet to the earth about mat width apart and just bring the knees in to touch each other. So that's a different variation. It's up to you, whichever one you want. Knowing that this space of your mat is one space that you can control. There is so much out of our control right now. And I know I myself am really struggling with that. Wherever you are right now, if your knees were out to the sides, bring hands underneath the knees and push them back into each other. And everybody take a second and bend both knees into the chest. Just give them a nice hug. If you were rocking, you can come to a stillness. Keep the right knee bent into the chest, send the left leg long. Hugging that right knee into the chest. It's a really nice pose for digestion. So if you are experiencing any GI issues because of stress this week, hopefully this helps a little bit. You know, there's so much that we can't control that it's nice to have this space that we can control, right? Okay, so go ahead and switch, send the right leg long, hug the left knee in, right? We can control how often we show up to our mat. We can control the decisions that we make on the mat. We want to take a different variation in a pose that our body is craving at that moment. We can do that. We have that control to make our practice work for us. Good. Hug both knees into the chest. We're going to take a twist. So if you have the room, arms out to a T, or you can just bend the elbows like they're a cactus or a bowl pose. Drop the knees over to the right and look left. Finding it very easy this week to get out of my body and just be up in my head, thinking about stuff that hasn't happened yet, worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet, thinking about things I see people post online, getting into imaginary arguments with those people. Inhale the knees and the head up to center, and then switch. Drop the knees left and look right. So I'm always really grateful when my physical yoga practice can bring me into my body and give me that sense of control and choice. So I hope that's something that this evening you felt like you've been able to do. Inhale the knees and the head back center to feel a little bit of control and a little less angst on your mat because you have your head in what your body and your breath is doing. Right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh. That might be enough for you, or you can clasp hands behind the right thigh. Inhale where you are. And if you want a little bit more, exhale, pull the knees towards the chest. Okay, so we're taking a reclined pigeon. Should be feeling that stretch on the outside of the right hip, right glute. One more breath here. And gently release. Let's take the other side. So this time, left ankle crosses on top of right thigh. Make sure that this left foot stays flexed, toes pointing towards the knees. You can leave the right foot down on the mat. That might be enough stretch for you. But if you find yourself needing more, just pick that right foot up and clasp hands behind the right thigh. Inhale where you are. Exhale, pull it sometimes I fight this urge that, oh, there's so much to worry about and there's so much to care about. I can't take time for myself to just breathe or meditate. I worry, oh, that's so selfish when I should be focusing on other things. But really, this is necessary. It's a gift, especially in these times, right? Giving yourself this time, whether it's a full hour like this or even just a couple of minutes to do that 4-7-8 breath pattern, that's important. That's necessary for you and for the well-being of the people around you. Gently release. Last time, hug both knees into the chest. Sometimes that's all you can do. Separate the knees really wide. Grab the outsides of the feet and turn the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, knees towards the armpits. Happy baby. You can take a second and keep your happy baby still, or you can rock your baby back and forth. And when you feel like you've had enough of that stretch, you can release. Bend both knees, feet down to the mat. So you have a choice for our next little part of class, our end part of class. If you would like a traditional rest pose at this time, I'd like you to go ahead and straighten out both legs and get really comfy. So let the toes spill out to the side. Take a second and bring your index fingers underneath you to the very tops of your glutes. And just for a second, lift your hips and pull those index fingers down so your tailbone snuggles a little bit closer to the earth. Snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you. And hands can rest either palms up at your sides or one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. So you can take that traditional rest pose, or you can gently roll over onto one side and use your hands to push yourself up to a seated position. For our last few moments, I would like to share with you this blessing of loving kindness. It's something that we started every day of my yoga teacher training with. And it's not a prayer. I wouldn't say that I am necessarily a praying person, but it feels like a prayer, and it feels like a wonderful way to verbalize your care for yourself and your care for others in the world, even when it's fraught. So if you are taking your traditional rest pose, feel free to just lie back and let these words wash over you. You can listen to them or tune them out. If you would like to stay seated in just a simple meditation sit, please do that. and let the words wash over you and listen or not. If you would like to say out loud the blessing of loving kindness with me, it is in the comments on this video, so you can take a second to access the comments. So what this blessing is, we'll be saying it 6 times, once for a specific group of people. So once for ourselves, once for our families, once for our teachers, once for our friends, once for our enemies, and once for all sentient beings. So you may start to pick up the rhythm as we do that. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. And we'll repeat that for each one of our groups. May all of my family be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my teachers be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my friends be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my enemies be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. And finally, may all sentient beings, seen and unseen, born and to be born, be happy, be peaceful, be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. If you are lying down, begin to deepen your breath with your next inhale. Start to bring life back into the body by making small movements, wiggling the fingers and the toes, moving the head from side to side, rotating the wrists, ankles. And then taking a big stretch, stretching long overhead, fingers and toes stretch away from each other. And then bending the knees so that the feet come to the earth, roll over onto one side. With your eyes gently closed, Use your hands to push yourself up to a seated position. And everybody meet me in a seat. Eyes closed. Bring the palms to touch in front of your heart center. Friends, we don't know what will happen. But we have control over how we show up to our mat. And I thank you for joining me on your mat tonight. And I hope that this practice helped you feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more focused in the breath and the body. And there's so much uncertainty around us. I look forward to seeing you together the next time we practice. Bow the head, drop the hands, gently blink the eyes open, and come back center. Thanks so much for practicing with me, friends. I look forward to seeing you the next time.